Hello, everybody. This is Dominic Gutierrez. My lesson plan will be on the shifts in power during World War II. This is for a history class for 10th grade. Let's get started. Some other logistics of this lesson will be a 90-minute lesson taking a block class period. Um, this will be conducted in a traditional classroom equipped with a projector, smartboard, and students will have access to electronic devices, whether that be laptops, Chromebooks, things of that nature. So the lesson will begin with students coming into class where their anticipatory set will be a Kahoot that they will join, and this will be a basic refresher of a lesson they learned yesterday, going over who fought in World War II, the powers, and which side each of these countries fought on, because this will be something that will be built upon later in the lesson. And we chose to do a Kahoot because it's really engaging. Students love it. And you can also see live responses of what kids chose and their answers. So if you see that kids struggled with a certain question, you can go over it instantaneously instead of just asking the whole class a question and only getting 2 or 3 hands up. And if more than half the class, say, has their hand down and has no idea or needs help, you wouldn't be able to really know that. But with Kahoot, you're able to see these instantaneous reactions and questions. So that's why we're choosing to use Kahoot to build upon past content and really good instantaneous feedback. So after the Kahoot, we will move into our lecture for the lesson, and this will be going over the parts of a map and how to read a map. So they'll go over the title, compass, and legend. Here are the accompanying slides for this. And after we complete this part of the lecture, we will go to a little map quiz on Google Forms. So this is the parts of the map quiz. Because students have access to their personal laptops or Chromebooks, they will easily click the link on the PowerPoint and be able to take the map quiz. And this is more of a formative assessment. They will not be graded for their score, which will not be recorded. Again, this is similar to the Kahoot, as Google Forms offers those live responses and instantaneous responses. So we give the class a couple minutes to go through it of just the content we had just learned and lectured about. And if I see that students are having trouble with a certain part of the lesson or a certain question, I can facilitate and ask what they're struggling with or adjust my lesson to that. Following the map quiz, this will take us to our summative assessment, which will be collaborative group work and a worksheet where students will have to illustrate 3 different maps of Europe at 3 different points in time of the war. Now they will read, annotate, and take note of sources with their group depicting major points in World War II. After that, they will draw their information from their sources and use evidence from those sources to depict the map of Europe. They must color them with colored pencils accurately, using the legend as well to help them out. After students complete their assignment, we will come back together as a class and have this blank map projected onto the smartboard. And with the use of the smartboard, students can color the map themselves in front of their peers. Now this would flip the classroom and give students a sense of control in how they're learning and redefining how they can learn as well. They will be able to articulate and express how they came to these conclusions using their sources and their evidence, and students will be able to evaluate not only their peers' maps, but theirs as well, comparing the two together. I really believe that this is much more effective than another lecture by the teacher or simply just putting up a blank image or a completed master image, because students don't really get that engagement and with that instead of the smartboard usage. Overall, the lesson will help build critical thinking skills in students, as they must extrapolate information from the sources and synthesize it into an eloquent claim with evidence to support their decision-making process in constructing their map. They will also evaluate their own maps and their peers' maps when looking at the smarts board part of the assignment. In terms of accessibility, the lesson can be modified to accommodate any individual student's needs, and they can still maximize their learning. And as for digital citizenship, throughout the lesson, students will be reminded to use the internet effectively and for its intended use.